The Force of Others, a Star Wars podcast.
Hello there, and welcome to The Force of Others. I'm Matt Poitner.
And I'm Cameron, Limitless Nerd.
That's right, this nerd is limitless, and we are happy to have him in our little interview corner today on The Force of Others. Very privileged to be on your show several months ago now, Cameron, but yeah, we finally got you on here. I'm trying to make good on these promises that I make when I'm like, we'll get you on the show, and then I don't. But go check out Limitless Nerd after you've watched this or listened to this, and you have got a laundry list of guests. That's your whole show is guests, right?
Yeah. Which can be a blessing and a curse all at the same time when you're trying to schedule episodes and trying to do things based on other people's times and time zone conversions are fun and everything like that.
Well, that's it. So what's the wildest time zone conversion you've had to do?
Australia.
Ooh, who did you have?
It was Hannah, the Ray side.
Oh, cool.
And she's she's in Australia, and it was like 5 p.m. for me and like 10 o'clock in the morning the next day for her or something like that. And that's the craziest one for sure. And that took us probably 3 months to actually find a time and put it on the calendar and actually do it. So,
man. Yeah, I mean, I just was on an Australian Star Wars podcast myself, like last couple weeks. Shout out Oddrogs in Hot Pods. I debated in favor of The Last Jedi, which was partially against my way, but we won the debate. So, USA. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, but I love that show, so check them out. And I've never gotten to talk to the Ray side. Every time one of her videos shows up, I'm like, she is really funny. That's awesome.
Well,
I want to be like that.
You can see her in August in Texas. So,
she's coming to ScumCon?
As far as I know.
That's awesome. Everybody's coming to ScumCon, as should you, listener watcher. But so I was also going to be on your show again, and then my work got in the way. We were going to literally the day of, and I felt terrible. But to get into what we were going to talk about, The Mandalorian and Grogu, what did you think of this movie?
I loved it. I have seen it twice. The first time, shout out to Rebel ScumCon, actually. I got to see it early. I got to see it that Monday at a preview IMAX screening with all of those guys. So shout out to them for the invite on that one. I loved it. I mean, the word that everybody is using to describe it, and some people are using it in a positive way and some people are using it in a negative way, is fun. I went into it not expecting it to change the foundation of Star Wars forever.
Yeah.
And because I went into it not expecting that, I wanted to just have as much fun as I did watching the show. Yeah. And I think I got that. I mean, if I were to rate it, I guess out of 10, it's sitting at like an 8. So it's not like my favorite movie that I've ever seen. But as far as like my Star Wars ranking, it's sitting somewhere kind of in the middle. I mean, it looked phenomenal. I loved the music. I loved the visuals. I loved the practical effects, the puppetry, the model work, and there are things that I would change about it. There's a couple of, issues that I had with it, I guess, but I had a really fun time with it. Awesome. I could definitely see myself watching it again. Which is not what I can say for some stuff. So, but I had a really good time with it. It was exactly it was more or less what I expected. which I think helped my experience and hurt some other people's experiences. I think having the proper expectations for it really made the difference.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, and we've all seen the people that got upset that there wasn't some Marvel style tie to a grand plan for the future of the Mandoverse or whatever. And this movie, in my opinion, was never going to be that. It was going to be the show on the big screen. And I had a good time too. I had my little kind of whiny quibbles, but nothing that really mattered. The movie's fun. Let's just talk about how crazy it is that Dave Filoni has been involved in the direction of 2 Star Wars movies and Rada the Hutt's in both of them. I never would have thought. He even said he never thought Rada was going to show up again. But not only did he show up, he's a roided out gladiator. It's crazy. But speaking of unexpected things, we're going to transition into a game really quick before we get into the interview and find out what Star Wars means to you. I stole this formula shamelessly. I think it's from Star Wars Guy on Instagram. Oh, this whole Star Wars content creator thing, we all just kind of riff off each other's stuff.
We just
right?
share.
It's kind of how it goes.
Yeah,
we just share the
we all
ideas.
Just share.
And if I got the name wrong, I'll put it. You'll see it below, or I'll put it in the doobly-doo, whatever. But so the game is keep 5, cut 5. And we're going to go Jedi.
Gosh, Matt.
So you keep, and it's blind. So 5 of them,
why did you do this?
You put as your keeps. 5 of them, you cut them. You get rid of them. They're gone. Okay?
Okay.
All right. No pressure. None of it's real anyway. These are just our favorite things. Okay, keep 5, cut 5. There's 10 Jedi. You got to decide where they go. Coming up first, Pong Krell. Are you keeping him or cutting him?
Bye. Goodbye.
Yeah, easy.
Easiest cut of all time. As much as I love those episodes, I don't love them because he's in them. So.
Oh, sure. Great villain. All right. Keep
easy.
5, cut 5.
Thank you for taking it easy on me at the beginning.
Well, it'll last for a little bit. Luke Skywalker.
Keep.
If you had been cut,
he's not only would I have Will of the Force coming after me if I cut Luke, but Luke is arguably the definition of a Jedi. So keep easy.
From our first interview that I would agree with that. All right. A little bit of not a deep cut, but a side cut. Cal Kestis.
Oh, gosh. Well, I really love Cal Kestis. His actor shares a name with me. He's the only other ginger in Star Wars, so I feel like I have to like him for that. I love those games. I can't wait for the third one. I'm gonna keep Cal.
Okay, we got 2 keeps and
that
1
may
cut
come back
right
to
now.
haunt me. That may
Coming up
come
next,
back to haunt me. We'll see.
Ezra Bridger.
Jeez. Okay. Man, I really thought you were going to take it easy on me there at the beginning, and then we're just going heater after heater.
Yeah, sorry, dog.
I want to keep Ezra really bad, but there is a character from that show that I would rather keep more. So, as much as I love Ezra, I love I love the voice actor Taylor Gray. I love Imanis Fondi. I'm gonna have to cut Ezra. I wish I didn't, but I'm going to. I'm thinking kind of in my head of who I'm hoping the other 3 keeps will be. And he's like, if we're going 1 through 5, he's like number 6. He's like 5.5. Like he's right there.
Right on. I wonder who that could be, or if he's on this list. We'll see if Freddie
He's probably
Prinze Jr.
not
appears.
now. Yeah, he's probably not now. Just off.
No edits are happening, I can tell you that.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So we've had 4. We're at 2 and 2 right now. So number 5, Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Cut. Not difficult. and it's not just because they don't know when his birthday is, as much as that could be the reason it's not. Yeah, I mean, like, he's okay, but yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna cut Ezra, who I actually like and want to keep, yeah, no, Ki-Adi Mundi can go away.
Valid. All right, number 6. You got 2 keeps right now and 5 cuts. Or sorry, you got 3 cuts. Excuse me. All right.
Okay.
So coming up next, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Keep.
Right on.
Keep.
Okay.
Obi-Wan is arguably, I mean, he's in my top 5 favorite characters. I mean, he's,
Cool.
Yeah, keep. Easy.
Cool. Love it. All right. I'm being mean. I got another hard hitter.
That's okay.
That's the bit, I feel like. So, Yoda.
No. I have to keep Yoda. I mean,
Sure.
Yeah, I have to keep Yoda, which is gonna stink because I know that there's gonna be at least one really tough decision coming
Got
down
3
here
to go.
because there's more than one left that I would like to keep.
Yeah. Looking back, I really put a lot of heavy hitters here at the top. So,
yeah.
All right. Coming up next, right now, you have 1 that you can keep still and 2 that you can cut. So coming up next, Yariel Poof.
Yeah. As funny as he is in the Robot Chicken Star Wars episode, bringing everybody pizza, that's not canon, so he didn't happen. So Yariel Poof, I'll cut Yariel Poof. That's funny.
Well, and have we ever seen has anybody else delivered pizza in Star Wars? Spoof or otherwise?
I don't think so. Maybe Martin Scorsese's character can have it on his food truck. I don't know.
What's that guy's name? Hugo Durant. That's what it was.
I'm assuming related to Rio Durant from Solo, who is the same species and voiced by Jon Favreau.
Might as well.
I would assume.
Now, this might be easy, but just out of curiosity.
Yes.
Kit Fisto.
I really like Kit Fisto. He doesn't do much in the films other than smile in Attack of the Clones and then completely change his appearance into Revenge of the Sith because he doesn't even look like the same character.
It's true.
He's really good in Clone Wars. I'm going to have to cut him, though, because I keep going back to the fact that I cut Ezra, so he's kind of like where the line is. And I like Kit Fisto less. So if Ezra's on cut, we're going to cut Fisto as well.
Totally fair. All right. And so the one that you have to keep by nature of the Force being in balance, Ahsoka Tano.
Good, perfect.
Epic. It's a good list overall.
Yeah, the only point of contention would be I might swap Ezra and Cal.
Yeah.
They're kind of like both right there together, so that could go either way. But I can live with it.
I see that. Well, good list, good times. These games have to be like a little mean. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of the bit.
Oh no, yeah.
But
as somebody who makes my guests do blind rankings on every episode, yeah, I get it.
If I remember right, we blind ranked, or you had me blind rank planets. I think
I did.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a good time. Well, right on, man. So this whole reason for this podcast existing, and in the near 2 years that I've been doing it, you kind of get away from the original intent sometimes just because of busyness and, like you mentioned earlier, schedules of guests. But outside of just shamelessly wanting more Star Wars friends, right? Like we all do, so that my wife doesn't have to hear so much.
Exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, my wife was like, hey, man, can you not just talk to me about this all the time? And it's like, love you. Yes. Maybe I'll start a podcast with Zach. So we did. But the whole point is to find out what Star Wars means to as many different people as possible. This franchise is coming up on 50 years of being around, and it never really stopped. So to get into your specific journey with one of my favorite things, Star Wars. Where were you when you first saw Star Wars, or what's the first Star Wars memory that you have?
Well, I technically don't remember when it, first kind of entered my life because I was 2 years old.
Man.
So I quite literally have no memory without it. But one of the, kind of earlier memories is I was at my uncle's house and he had all his Kenner, action figures and stuff. And he had the big AT-AT and we were just, messing around with that. I was probably 4, 5 maybe. And we were watching the original trilogy, and then we watched The Phantom Menace. And when we got to the end of The Phantom Menace, I was like, okay, great, no more Star Wars. We watched them all. And he goes, well, I have this, and pulled out a DVD of Attack of the Clones because it had just come out on DVD, and said, there's another one. Do you want to watch it? And, obviously when you're already a Star Wars loving kid, you go, yes, please. Of course. And, he eventually would pass his, some of his collection of, Kenner figures and stuff like that, on to me. And obviously I'm looking around a room that is, as full of Star Wars as it could possibly be, to the point where I'm putting things in storage because I don't have space. But I mean, I have no memory without it. I mean, the podcast is fairly new. I've been talking about Star Wars on the internet for only about 9 months. But I have been loving Star Wars for over 25 years. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, and you, I mean, not to tell other people how to make content, man, but I would watch a vlog of you going through this collection because I'm just looking at everything behind you and I'm like, man, I can't even make out half of it, but there is a lot going on back there.
A collection tour is on the to-do list somewhere.
That'd be cool. That'd be
cool. It is on the to-do list, hopefully before the end of the year.
That'd be awesome. I mean, that could be a good, like almost kind of a self-advertisement for Christmas or whatever. Like, hey, here's everything I have.
Yes.
There's other things I don't have. I don't know.
It's really funny because, for a while I was really easy to buy like Christmas and birthday presents for, because if it had the Star Wars logo on it, I was going to be happy with it. But then over time, it got to the point where people are like, we want to buy you something Star Wars, but you have so much stuff. We don't know what you have and what you don't have. So we're going to just get it for you. And if you already have it, you can have another one or return it or whatever. So
I have the exact same experience. Every time there's like a work Secret Santa or my birthday or whatever. I mean, this Star Wars Beatles mashup T-shirt that I'm wearing was my most recent. There you go. Yeah, awesome. It was a birthday gift from my dad. He got me several things. Yeah. So he gets shotgunned to me Star Wars stuff. So yeah, I'm the exact same thing. I'm the Star Wars guy. I'm an easy gift.
Yeah.
But so to get into your specific fandom, if you had to pick one, who's your favorite Star Wars hero?
Right now, in this very moment, we're talking about it a little bit with the game. I really like Obi-Wan. I really like Luke. But if I had to pick one, it's probably going to be, Ahsoka. Cool. the Clone Wars movie came out when I was 10. So I was like the perfect age for that movie, and then the show that came with it. It's a lot of the time what I tell people is like my Star Wars thing, because obviously I had seen the original trilogy, I had seen the prequels. I went to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters. I think I was 6. Which is a pretty intense movie for 6. But we did it anyway. But Clone Wars, I kind of got to watch Clone Wars and grow up with Clone Wars, as it kind of advanced and got, I don't want to say more mature because it's, that seems a bit extreme, but, started to, it's a good example of a show that kind of grows up with its audience. So I was very much in that boat. I was seeing the movie when I was 10, and then I was watching the final season on Disney Plus in my college dorm room. So, there's a very formative chunk of time, where that show was there. And, I've had the pleasure to meet Ashley Eckstein multiple times. And she's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life, and is incredible with everybody she meets. And I don't know how she does it, how her memory is as good as it is, but she will, if you meet her more than once, she will remember where she met you and the parts of the conversation that you had. It's bizarre. But I mean, and the entire, I know we're talking about heroes, so I should probably actually talk about Ahsoka, but just Clone Wars in general, that whole show and the whole cast of that show, and, but Ahsoka, I mean, I grew up with Ahsoka, so, and then to see her become, you've got the two faces of what I would call modern Star Wars right behind you. I see Ahsoka and I see Mando. So, arguably the two faces of modern Star Wars, and I wasn't one of those people that disliked Ahsoka at the beginning, because I know there were a lot of people that did. You were the right age. Yeah. I was that perfect, age demographic for that movie. So, I mean, Ahsoka has just grown up with me. So.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I will admit, I've said this before. I might have said this on your show. I don't remember. It's been like 3-4 months now. But I initially didn't watch the Clone Wars movie, didn't see the show. I think it came out in 2008, so I was a year out of high school by the time that came out, and I was watching it going, I was like, okay, it's fine that it exists, but it's for kids, and that's fine. It's not for me. And then every now and then I'd hear about something that happened on the show, and I was like, well, that's kind of interesting. And then I'd hear about more, and then I'd hear about more, and then finally, the summer before season 4, I just mainlined the first 3 seasons after hunting down the DVDs, which is what you had to do back then. And from then on, I was like, oh, this Dave Filoni guy is a rock star. So, but the journey of Ahsoka is the best. But so we've gotten your favorite of the light side of the Force. But what about the people that disrupt the balance? Who's your favorite villain in Star Wars?
I mean, it's kind of an opposite side of the coin answer to the last question. It's Maul. And a lot of that is because of Sam Witwer, who I've also had the pleasure of meeting several times, who's just a gigantic nerd. And the thing about Maul is I like that he, in Phantom Menace, you can argue that he's not really a character. In Phantom Menace, he has, I think, one line of dialogue. He's there to do cool backflips and sell toys. He is very much that kind of rule of cool character where he doesn't really do anything, but he's there to get put all over the merchandise. And for that character, who I don't think was ever designed to be a character, to now be one of the most well fleshed out we've seen almost every part of his story at this point, and we've seen the beginning, the middle, the end. He is one of the most well-developed characters, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah.
So, similar to Ahsoka, kind of growing up with his reintroduction in Clone Wars, and, then seeing him in Rebels and Solo, I guess, and now Maul Shadow Lord, which is amazing.
Yes.
It's very much a two sides of the same coin. I was very happy in Clone Wars Season 7 when those two characters, met and faced off. So Maul is up there for sure. So
awesome. Yeah, I mean, lest we forget, important to mention that you talked about, I never really heard somebody articulate it that way, that he wasn't really intended to be a character, but it's true. He's an embodiment of, like, evil. He's an embodiment of threat in Phantom Menace.
Yes.
And George was so basically intending him to just be a one-hit wonder. He said that's why he tipped the camera into the pit and you watched him split in half, because he was like, he didn't want to do the Boba Fett thing where people were constantly saying
alive?
he would crawl back out. He wanted to make it clear he was dead. And then 14 years later, told Dave Filoni, we're going to bring it back. He's coming back. Do it. You know, and he's gone on to, because of Dave and because of so many other people and George Lucas as well, has become that crazy villain that could shoulder a show like Maul Shadow Lord. Amazing. But so we've gotten your favorites of the big hitters, the heroes and the villains. Who's your favorite random alien background character, aka Glup Shitto?
Glup Shitto, man. Shout out to Jacob at Lightspeed Skipping, who is my resident Glup Shitto expert. Gosh, I feel like I never think about Glup Shittos until somebody's asking me about them. And it is interesting to try to figure out, like where the line is and what defines a Glup Shitto and what doesn't.
Sure.
Like, is Cobb Vanth considered a Glup Shitto? I don't know. He's a random character. The most like obscure one that I guess I can pull out is RX-24, who is the droid pilot for the original version of Star Tours at the Disney parks, who is now the DJ at Oga's Cantina in Galaxy's Edge.
Great
Star Wars at the Disney parks is kind of one of those like weird niche. Like, Star Wars is already niche, and then Star Wars at the Disney parks is just even more niche. But Star Wars at the Disney parks is one of those weird like niche things that I really enjoy. I love the original version of Star Tours, just the look of it, the feel of it. And then I love that random character has got a whole backstory of how he crashes on Batuu and gets repaired and then sold to the cantina owner and is now the DJ. And if you go listen to him DJ, you still hear some of that original Star Tours dialogue and, voiced by Pee-wee Herman, which is bizarre. But I guess if he counts, I'm kind of like looking around to see like, what other
that's a great poll. That's a great poll. I love that.
Yeah, no, I will definitely say RX-24 is one of my favorite, like, random, nobody knows who that is characters.
Yeah. I also am a fan of the Disney parks, and this might tie into the next one. And so you've clearly been at Disney World, but have you made your lightsaber at Disney World?
I have. It's actually right behind me in this display case. You can't see it, but it's sitting right there on that top shelf.
So obviously at the parks you can get basically every lightsaber color ever.
Yes.
But if you had to pick one, what color would your lightsaber be?
I will say when I made that one, I picked blue. if I was gonna remake it now, I would probably pick green.
Okay,
But then
so cool.
also while I was at the Disney parks, I built that one and then immediately went to the shop and bought every other color because I couldn't decide. So that lightsaber has been every color that they sell at some point. But for the majority of my life, I have always said blue, which is like the most basic answer you could possibly say.
Sure.
But I it's funny. I always say blue, but my favorite lightsaber is Luke's Return of the Jedi lightsaber, which is green.
Yeah.
But I have always said blue, so I'll go with blue.
Right on. Hey, I'm a proud subscriber to that basic answer. I love my blue saber, man. That was always going to be my color.
I feel like all of my Star Wars answers are really basic. It's like, what's your favorite? What color's your lightsaber? It's blue. What's your favorite movie? It's Empire Strikes Back. What's your favorite show? It's Clone Wars. Like, I feel like all of my answers are just insanely basic. But you know what? Who cares? They're my answers, not yours.
They're your answers. Stand on business and stand on your opinions, dude. And credit, RX-24 is a deep cut. And I actually don't know that I knew that they built in lore that he crashed the original Star Tours ship on Batuu and that they continued that story. I knew he was there, and I thought it was cool, and I geeked out a little bit standing in the cantina at Disney World. I was like, that's RX-24. And I love my wife, but shout out her. She was like, who is that? I don't care.
I'll say, the next time you are at Galaxy's Edge, if you go out of the droid depot, where you can build your droid, if you go off to the side, there is a crater built into the ground, which is supposedly where his escape pod crashed, and then the droid depot owner fixed him and then gave him to the cantina.
Dude, like, okay, I'm gonna...
See, we're getting a little crazy here.
Nah, man, we're not getting crazy. We're getting awesome. So, hey, I hate on corporations and hate on the people that are super rich while others are poor is perfectly valid. But the level of detail that has gone into Galaxy's Edge is crazy and is so fun. It's so fun. That's insane. Yeah. That's crazy.
There's blaster marks on the wall inside the cantina that get explained in the book Thrawn Alliances when Thrawn and Darth Vader go to Batuu.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's wild. Galaxy's Edge, I don't care that it is set in the sequels or was set in the sequels. Yeah. I don't care. Galaxy's Edge is amazing. I could tell you stories about Galaxy's Edge for 20 minutes.
Yeah. I love Galaxy's Edge. I absolutely love it. You mentioned earlier your favorite ride, Star Tours. I got a super hot take. Let's put this first thing on the shelf. Okay?
Yes.
That Rise of the Resistance and Smuggler's Run and Star Tours are all amazing rides.
Yes.
Rise of the Resistance is my third favorite Star Wars ride at Disney World. And then it's Star Tours, and then it's Smuggler's Run. I know.
Really?
And I love all three of them.
Interesting.
I love all three of them, but for me, the sequel trilogy is not the dumpster fire people treat it as, but Star Wars to me, I grew up with the OT, so it's always going to be what I'm partial to. And I love I'm a sucker for random Star Wars buffets, so that Star Tours will be different every time. I love that.
Yes.
And nothing hit me as hard as walking around the corner and seeing the Falcon. Like it's there.
Oh, for sure.
You can touch it.
It's an emotional experience. Yeah.
And walking into the cockpit. I was like, nothing compares to that.
Oh, yeah.
Rise of the Resistance is amazing. The Stormtrooper reveal that we all know is coming is stunning.
Yeah.
Nothing compares punching it and going to light speed in the Falcon.
Oh,
and
for sure.
We did it. So we're becoming a Galaxy's Edge commercial, but it's because it's fun.
I will happily be a Galaxy's Edge commercial all day, every day. I do not care. I got a comment on one of my videos the other day, literally calling me a Disney shill. So if I'm a shill, I'm a bad one because I don't make them pay me. But
Yeah, we get
know.
that. We get that all the time, and then I'm always like, my man, if they are shilling for us, they're doing a bad job. We have 2,000 subscribers. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you can in fact think that some things in modern Star Wars are good. It's weird, but you can. It's just an opinion.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
And to that point, we aren't shills right now, but if it's Disney World tickets, okay. That sounds great.
My mailing address is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't say that, though.
Yeah, no.
But, all right. So, pivoting into a weird question, or I don't know if it's that weird, but it's just different. I don't know if you are a tattoo guy, but if you could have a Star Wars tattoo, what would you want it to be?
I am not a tattoo guy. I do not have tattoos. I don't know if I have the pain tolerance to get tattoos. But I have contemplated getting a tattoo. All of my contemplation has been Star Wars tattoos.
Cool.
I at one point said I was going to get the Death Star exploding right on top of my knee, just because I thought that would be cool. I don't know why. I do not have any tattoos. I have gone back and forth about it multiple times. Maybe someday we'll see. But it would probably be a lightsaber of some kind.
But right on, man. So you mentioned earlier your favorite Star Wars movie. But if you had to pick, you can go any way you want with this. People have gone in-universe. People have gone out of universe. It could be whatever you want. But what is your favorite Star Wars story?
See, you sent me all the questions that you were going to ask me, so you would think I would be more prepared.
This bumps everybody because it's such a such a
tough
big
it's a hard question.
Yeah.
My favorite Star Wars story. I'm like looking around and seeing if there's anything in this room that can give me inspiration to answer this question. I will say, and this isn't my answer, but I'll say it anyway. If you have not seen the documentary Empire of Dreams about the making of the original trilogy, it's on Disney Plus. Please go watch it. I watched that probably just as much as I watch any of the actual films. Empire of Dreams is amazing. It really sums up in a good way how those movies almost didn't exist. You know, just because they were so challenging to make. So that's probably my, I guess, out of universe answer.
Awesome.
In universe, man. In universe, I mean, it's really going to be difficult for me to not say. It's going to be really difficult for me to not say Maul or Ahsoka. You know, like we were talking about earlier, just I'm so sentimentally attached to both of their stories. Like it would be really simple for me to say, oh, the original trilogy is my favorite Star Wars story. But I will also say if I'm not going to pick Maul or Ahsoka, because I've talked about them plenty. If I was going to pick something else, I really like what they've been building in that kind of window of time between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, you know, with The Mandalorian and Boba Fett and the Ahsoka series and Skeleton Crew is in there. And, you know, I really like what they've been building in that kind of window. I hope that Dave Filoni gets to make his kind of Heir to the Empire Avengers team-up movie with all of those characters to go fight Thrawn. That would be my most anticipated project easily, because, you know, you've got everybody from Rebels and Mando and Ahsoka and, all these different characters, all, kind of Boba Fett and Bo-Katan and, so I really like what they've been doing kind of in that little window, the Mando verse, as it's been.
Yeah.
The Filoni verse.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Did you, well, and I think this is random, but bouncing off of that, kind of that New Republic era, there were times I did a big rewatch of Mando season, the whole show, seasons 1 through 3, like everybody did before the movie came out. And it kind of hit me how much I love that New Republic era and how much I loved it in Legends too. Probably because that was mostly what Legends was that New Republic era. But it reminded me how much I loved the Kyle Katarn games. I know I bring those up every time I'm on a Star Wars anything, but did you play any of those games at any point?
I have not. I own one of them. I'm not sure which. I own one of them. I'm not sure which one I own, but I own one of. It's on my. I'm not a huge gamer.
Fair.
I'm terrible at every game that I've ever played that's not made out of Legos. Like I grew up with the Lego Star Wars games, and I'm pretty good. I'm decent at those, and that's about as far as my gaming knowledge will take me.
Hey man. Hey.
Yeah.
Like Jedi Academy. It's old.
Yeah.
You can set it on the Padawan difficulty, so it's kind of easy. It's fun, man. I think it's like $5 on PS5 because they remastered it and stuff.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I have that game. I just have not gotten around to playing it yet.
Cameron, come on, dog. You get to make your own Jedi. You get to design like their lightsaber and everything else and pick their fighting style. Anyway, sorry. I'm selling other things. Yeah, please.
I will say my my Legends knowledge is like non-existent.
That's fine.
I have a shelf of Black Series figures for Legends characters over there.
Cool.
I can tell you their names, and that is all. I'm like, that's a cool looking action figure. I'm gonna buy it. But that's also just poor self-control, which we could talk about later. But
I mean, there's more art behind me than you can see.
Yes.
I got a mall poster right over here. I went to SpaceCon San Antonio this last weekend and got even more art that I don't have places.
Yep.
I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm just a sucker for the visual style of Star Wars.
Yes.
But, who cares if you have, like, elite ball knowledge or whatever about Legends? I don't have that. I just think those video games are fun. Point is, I love that New Republic era in both continuities.
Yes.
And so I think that's awesome. That's a good answer. And so, not that the questions are getting any easier, but we got one left. That's the biggest one.
Okay.
And the most personal. What does Star Wars mean to you?
And again, this is a I don't want to say a difficult question to answer. I mean, the easiest answer would be to say everything, but that's not an entertaining or clickbaity answer, so I won't give you that.
I just want you to be honest, dude.
But I mean, I mean to kind of break it down, I have no memory without it, as we were, discussing earlier, and it's really interesting because my thought process has changed a lot over the last year.
Cool.
Because, Star Wars, as important as it has always been to me, it was always something that I was doing by myself. Like, I have other nerdy friends, but they don't love like if a new Star Wars movie came out and I said, "Hey, do you want to go see it?" They'd go, but it's not something that I was talking about regularly. It's not something that it exists in this room, in this little bubble that I've created, and didn't really go further. My family is not super into it. even though it was my uncle and my dad that kind of introduced me to it, they were like, hey, this movie's cool. Little did they know what it would snowball into, looking around. But it was a very, and this is going to make it sound way sadder than it is, but it was a lonely thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll bring them up again, through Rebel ScumCon last year, I was able to gain those Star Wars friends. And, that was what motivated me to start the podcast. And now I am talking to people about Star Wars constantly. And, it was really interesting because I'm almost 28. I was like, Star Wars has impacted my life in all the ways that it's going to impact it. And I was wrong. I mean, I will happily admit that I was wrong, because there's a difference between Star Wars impacting your life and then, Star Wars adding something significant to your life. And that has been the friends that I have made over the last year, the conversations that I've been able to have. So it's a really interesting question to answer, because a year ago I would have given you a very different answer. Granted, a year ago I wouldn't have known you to be here, but so what Star Wars means to me has changed a lot in the last year, but I think it's changed in a really positive way. That does not answer your question at all, but
that absolutely answers my question. That was awesome. No, dude, I'm just going to give you some credit for a moment. You were one of the most positive, one of the most welcoming, one of the most uplifting, and just constantly giving out props to all these other creators. And just don't stop being a source of positivity. I say to people a lot, when I started this podcast thing, I had no clue how many Star Wars podcasts there were. I was never on Instagram. I didn't know there were Star Wars content creators. I honestly don't think I knew there were other people on Star Wars social media outside of the people that made it. I can't remember when I discovered that. And I was like, there are so many more than I ever could have imagined. And so now we all go on each other's podcasts. But I want to give you credit. That answer of Star Wars changing from something you enjoy to something that has impacted your life, that's awesome. These movies, I say all the time, these movies, somebody said recently, I think it was Lance a couple weeks ago in our Lord of the Rings versus Star Wars episode. We do these silly franchise fights. But he said, you get as much out of Star Wars as you put into it. And you could say that about anything. But fiction isn't just escapism to me. Fiction is an opportunity to learn and grow and get new insights into life and the human experience, and then bring that with you. Even if it's about a Muppet and a Buckethead man going on adventures against CGI monsters, you can still gain some insight about fathers and sons and generations. So, there we go. All that to say, Star Wars is awesome. And it's time for the proving ground, Cameron.
Oh, boy.
It is time for the ridiculous Rathtar random hard Star Wars trivia question. Now, I do my silly, announcer thing. There are no losers here. All right? There are no losers. I try to dig deep and make this difficult. So you either win and prove that you're a Star Wars nerd, which we know that we both are, or you don't get it right and you prove that you have a life. So no matter what, everybody wins. And I didn't know which way I was going to go, but you mentioned you love Darth Maul. So
I did.
I'm gonna give you a wild Darth Maul question. So
Peter
so
Serafinowicz.
Far,
no, because nobody ever knows that.
Hey, I know that, brother. But anywho, their voice from Star Wars Episode 1, and he didn't know that he wasn't the voice in Solo because he recorded those lines. But anyway, it's not about me, it's you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So deep cut question. So far in Star Wars canon,
yes,
6 Jedi have dueled Darth Maul and Darth Vader once he's in the suit. Name those 6 Jedi.
Okay. So
in Star Wars canon, 6 Jedi have dueled Darth Vader once he's suited up and Darth Maul. Not at the same time. Like, there are 6 that have crossed over to both of them. Who are they?
I can already think of 4 of them, that being Kanan, Ezra, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan. That's 4.
Okay. There's 2 more. You got this, dude. You are so close. You've got this.
I mean, I'm assuming it's Devin and Daki, is it not?
And there it is. The ridiculous Rapstar Random Hard Trivia question has been defeated.
Yes.
Dude, that was effortless. That was absolutely, when I thought that question
hit me
up,
with
I was
another
like,
one.
Man, that's,
if you've got another one, hit me with another one.
Yeah, sure. Props. Nerd cred kept. All right.
Thank you.
So, absolutely. So, from The Empire Strikes Back, according to C-3PO, what are the odds of successfully navigating an asteroid field?
Oh gosh. I know it's 7,000. I know it's 7,000 something.
A 7 is in the number. A 7 is in the number, and it is 2-1. The odds of successfully navigating an asteroid field are 2-1. Never tell me the odds.
I want to think it's 3,720 to 1.
Dude, you got it.
No, it's
you
not.
You got it. I'm not lying. It absolutely is. Approximately 3,720 to 1.
Oh, gosh. See, this is just proving that I have no life.
No, it's proven that you are a nerd and that you love Star Wars, and that's awesome. Well done. Slow claps all around. Okay, man. So, I mean, before I let you go, let the people know where they can find your stuff. Like, so tell them where they can check out all the Limitless Nerd things.
It is Limitless_Nerd on pretty much everything. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you search it and the profile picture matches everything else, you're in the right spot. All of the full podcast episodes are on YouTube and Spotify. Everything kind of channels through Instagram. That's kind of like the main hub of everything.
Yeah.
TikTok is pretty much just clips from the podcast. Twitter is where I randomly go to dump thoughts when I don't have anywhere else to put them. But if you're on Instagram and you're on YouTube, you're good. You're not gonna miss anything. But we're gonna keep having, depending on when this comes out, there will be a new episode at bare minimum every other week until Rebel Scum Con.
Cool.
My goal at the beginning of the year was every other week until Rebel Scum Con. I have exceeded that because I have already had 2 going on 3 months of every week.
Nice.
So I'm happy about that. After Rebel Scum Con, we may take a small break. I don't know. It'll just kind of depend on how I can line guests up after that. I'm not really thinking about after Rebel Scum Con. I'm just trying to get that far. And then after that, we're just kind of full steam ahead until Celebration. So I will be at Rebel Scum Con all weekend. I will be at Celebration all weekend.
Nice.
Despite the fiasco that was getting Celebration tickets, it only took me like half an hour, so I was one of the lucky ones. But I will be at Celebration all weekend. I've never been to a Celebration before, so I'm very excited about that. But yeah, I mean, if you see me at Rebel Scum Con or Celebration, come say hi. You'll probably see me before I see you because I am short and terrible at finding people in a crowd. So if you see me, come say hi because I may not see you. I will have stickers to give out and swag and all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah, we're just going to keep rolling on the podcast as frequently as I can book guests. I'm filming an episode tomorrow that I'm terrified to film, so we'll see how that goes, and we'll see how that goes.
Right on. Well, I'm excited to hear who it is, but I'll ask you off mic. So that unless you want to reveal now, off mic, heard. Well, hey man,
I will tell you yes.
Thanks for coming, man. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I love having you on the show. And again, I'm just going to keep just blowing you up. You are such a positive person. You're a positive force in this fandom. I feel like overall Star Wars is, well, I don't want to say Star Wars is becoming more positive because so many people just complained about The Mandalorian and Grogu. But hey, your focus determines your reality, in the words of Qui-Gon Jinn, and that's the nature of the beast. I liked this movie. It was a good time, and I like Star Wars. It's a good time. And I'm going to take what you said today. Honestly, I'm going to take that with me. I hope listeners do too, that Star Wars has changed from something you enjoy to something that has impacted your life. I might be butchering the words there, but that is a really, really cool thing. And as you sit in the dopest Star Wars room I've seen in quite some time, just enjoy that fantastic nugget that you gave us. As for everybody watching or listening at home, always remember we are not the force of others, you are, and the force of others will be with you always.
The Force of Others, a Star Wars podcast.